Hello, everybody. I'm a practicing therapist and I work with a lot of individuals with attachment wounds. I am also a doctoral student of psychology. Most of my patients are avoidant, and today I wanted to go over a video that has been pretty requested, and that's specifically about an avoidant female instead of an avoidant male. And that is about what an avoidant woman wants and kind of who they tend to be attracted to and attached to and what they're looking for in a partner, okay? And I think this is the reason why I wanted to specifically say about this for female avoidance instead of male avoidance is because female avoidance, they tend to have a little bit of a, I'm not sure if the correct word is paradox, but it's like, because they're avoidant, they pull away, but they also, a lot of women, at least in America, they tend to take more of the submissive role. It's just a gender role thing. I'm not judging anybody, but that means they do expect you to make the first move, but that's also a trigger of theirs. So they end up being in a very specific and unique box that is different from avoidants who are men, which if an avoidant is a male, typically the solution is, you give him time, you give him space, and he'll come around, right? That's typically the solution, not all the time. For avoidant females, that's not always the case because sometimes you have to make the first move because they're waiting on you, right? And so they have a little bit more of a specific list. And so I wanted to go over that with you. So the first one is that they like someone who is not afraid of rejection. And this one is tricky, right? I think most people, especially those who are insecurely attached, have a little bit of a fear of rejection. But I guess what it more likely is they know that they're going to reject you a lot and they want to know that you're resilient. I know that's unfortunate, but it is something that they're looking for. They're wanting to understand that, if they do reject you, that you'll still come around. It doesn't mean they want you to she's not looking for like a doormat. That's not what it is. But she wants somebody that is able to be resilient and not take it so personally. Does that make sense? The next one is she wants someone who can call her out without criticizing her. Avoidants in general like this. And by the way, this can fit with a male avoidant, but it's just a little bit more specific to females, okay? Calling her out without criticizing her. So if she's doing something that you don't think is appropriate, let's say her ex-boyfriend is always messaging her and you think that he's crossing a boundary and you think what's best is for her to block him. But she's like, no, I feel like that's mean. I don't want to make him feel bad. And so sometimes she texts him back just to, make him stop blowing up her phone. And she's indirectly trying to get away from him, but you're in a relationship with her and you don't appreciate that, right? It's very important to bring up, I get that you don't want to hurt his feelings, but you're hurting my feelings by keeping him in your life. And it's very disrespectful to me. And you're prioritizing his feelings over mine, and I don't appreciate that. I would really appreciate that you either stop talking to him or you block him if you don't think you can handle it, because I don't like you talking to somebody who is your ex, who you used to love, who you used to be in a relationship with. I don't like that. And I don't like the fact that he may think that there's something between you guys. You can say that. I know it's really harsh, but she probably needs to hear that because she probably doesn't know that's how you feel. And by you saying, not only did you say how you feel, you also gave actionable steps with which avoidant individuals prefer, especially avoidant women specifically. They tend to feel like it's easier to understand what you're asking. If you don't crash out and you're just upset, they don't always know what to do. But if you give actionable steps, she's probably more than willing to do that depending on how close you guys are. Now, some react pretty poorly to this, so it also depends on your rapport with her. But regardless, you don't want somebody to push you around. So it is important that you set this up depending on the relationship, right? If you guys are in a relationship, she shouldn't be doing this. If she doesn't want to. If she does, it's a different story. But a lot of times avoidants are just doing it because they feel like guilty. They don't want to hurt the other person. So you have to speak up for yourself, okay? The next one is she wants somebody who respects her for who she is instead of what she can give. She wants you to like her for who she is, not just, her money or her looks or her body. She wants you to like her for who she is, just in general, both her flaws and her good side, right? So, it's not just about her job, but her passions. It's not just about her looks, but how much effort she puts into her looks. It's not just the way her body looks, but how hard she tries to exercise and be healthy, right? You understand who she is from from an external and internal perspective, not just external. And the reason why avoidant individuals really like this, especially female avoidance, is because they feel like they can trust you instead of be objectified. They feel like you're not a person who's just going to see only one side of her. And then once you see other parts of her, you're going to end up leaving her or abandoning her. And so this allows her to feel safe, because avoidant females, they put up a huge wall because they're very afraid that once they open up and show you all their true colors, that you're not going to like them. And so by you automatically respecting every aspect of her, she already feels like, okay, this person already sees I'm a multivariable person. I have many faces, right? They just don't want one or two things out of me. And so I'm more willing to show my flaws and be more safe with this person and open up, okay? The next one is someone who understands that she's not perfect and that she will make mistakes sometimes. Doesn't mean you're going to have to accept everything, but it also means that you respect that she's trying and she's making an effort where effort is done, right? And this is really important because a lot of people don't recognize how important this is for avoidance in general. You want them to heal and change, but you also like them for who they are right now, right? It's a tricky line. The next one is she wants... I'm going to try and word it. She wants somebody to tell her what they want without pressuring her, right? And that's different from a boundary. So that's why I'm trying to figure out how to say this. Let's say you want her to change her attachment style, and maybe she's willing to hear you out. She's willing to hear that she has attachment issues, but she doesn't want to be pressured to change. She doesn't want you to send multiple articles, but she still wants you to remind her or talk about it in a way where it's safe. You might say, let's say you guys call it commitment issues. That's an easy way to call it without specifically saying you have this avoidant attachment style. People don't like the label, but you might say, I know you have a little bit of commitment issues. Is that why you're avoiding Valentine's Day? Right? So you would say, I would like if we had Valentine's Day plans, but I know this is a tricky topic for you because of your commitment issues. So you mention what you want without pressuring her, and say, instead of saying, you have commitment issues, why you never change? I expect you to be here on Valentine's Day. It's not fair to me. I'm always waiting for you. You didn't say it like that. You were relaxed and calm about it, but you still said, I would like to have Valentine's Day with you. Very clear, and it allows her to also process what you're asking instead of just feel like she has no choice. A lot of avoidant individuals in general, but not, this happens with male avoidance as well, but much more common with female avoidance. She wants to know that you're not telling her what to do. And the reason is some avoidants who are female, more specifically, they've been told what to do a lot in their life. They've been told to put their feelings away. They've also been told that they can't do X, Y, and Z. They've been told that maybe they're not good enough unless they reach this particular, income bracket, or this particular weight, or this particular, job title. And so they're very used to being told what to do. And that is a huge trigger for avoidance in general, being told what to do. So instead of wording it, this is what you should do, you could just say, this is what I want. It is something I'm expecting, but I'm not going to be completely mad if it doesn't happen because I understand that you have commitment issues, or whatever you guys want to call it. Kind of paint it in a way where you're still telling them without you being unable to handle whatever result comes next. Does that make sense? And the last one is someone she feels that won't be triggered when she's deactivating. Now, everybody gets triggered here and there, even secure individuals, but she just wants to know that even if you are triggered, that it's not going to be so severe that you can't self-regulate and you can't still see her for who she is. She doesn't want it to be that suddenly because she deactivates, you don't see her for all the things that she does do for you. She wants to know that among those triggers, or lack thereof, that you still are able to respect and see her for who she is and forgive her. That's all. I know this sounds very simple and it's very complicated, especially if you're in a relationship. It's not as simple as it sounds. I understand that, but I still wanted to give you this list. There's plenty more and I will certainly make more. Please subscribe, like, and I'll see you in the next one.